What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am bringing you an early video for April 30th, 2024. I'm recording this the night of the 29th. This is the second time that I am recording this. I got all the way through. It was like an 11-minute video. And so in the previous player prop shop video, for whatever reason, the sound didn't record and I was all confused. But there's like a little knob on the bottom of this mic that I was literally just fidgeting with. And apparently that mutes the mic. So all I had to do was turn it back up. But I restarted my computer. Like, I was so confused on why it wasn't working. But yeah, second time we're going through this. Very annoying. Okay, so we recapped the first one, or the first bet, and that was the Sam Hauser, Bam, and LeBron one. So Bam, that line is literally just free. I don't even know how many points he ended with, but he cleared 15, I believe, early in the third. Sam, it's probably time to take a little pause on the Sam alt line, or not alt line, PRA line, because he's not getting as much production as he was. They're really utilizing. I mean, Derek White just went off tonight, so they're utilizing other people. He was outside on the perimeter. I was watching basically the entire game. He was outside the perimeter a lot when he was on the court, but they just weren't looking for him. They were making a lot of drives and shooting on the inside, so they weren't utilizing it as much. And then when they were shooting from outside, it was Derek White for the most part. So if that's going to be the case, then we'll take a little pause on that. We'll let him prove us wrong again. If he starts going off, then maybe we revisit that. Jesus. Maybe we revisit that in the future, but for right now, we're not going to do that anymore. So hopefully LeBron cashes. I mean, I'm assuming that he probably will. I got other bets on that, but unfortunate, Sam, it is what it is. But today or tomorrow, we're bouncing back. We got 3 picks for you guys tonight, and then I'm going to add on this Brunson over 0.5 points. So this is for new users on Sleeper. They also have this Montgomery over 0.5 strikeouts. But yeah, if you're new, then get on Sleeper with my code IOPicks. They're going to match you up to $500. It is the biggest DFS match that there is. Most people are just $100. So they're 5Xing the money. If you guys have it laying around, it's literally free money. There's no reason for you not to use it. If you have it laying around, you want to bet with it. A couple of people have reached out and asked me about this. Yes, you do have to bet through the match. That's just standard across every single betting app that there is. But your initial deposit is fine. So if you guys are worried about that, like, don't worry. You have to go through the deposit match, but there's ways to go around it where it's basically guaranteed money. You can use a software like OddsJam, where there's a free bet converter where they tell you to hedge on a different platform. So you're taking an under and an over on a same line and hedging in the money just to lock in the guaranteed money from the free bets. So there's ways to get around it. But yeah, use IOPicks, get set up on there. That's where we're locking in all these plays. And without further ado, I'm just going to get into it because this is my second time recording this. I'm not trying to lag. Oh, man. Okay, well, because I restarted my computer, all of this is going to be different as well. So bear with me on this. Dumb. I can't believe that I went through this again with the mic. But anyway, TJ over at 11.5 points and assists. So as a straight line, this is pretty good. It's an 83% over his last 30 games, with the majority of the sells being in game 1, 2, and 3. So we really have to go down and look at the stats on why this is happening. So if we go down into the last 10 and we look at mainly his assists. The assists in games 1, 2, and 3 were just brutal. Normally he's averaging around 5. That's a little bit high because the line. I mean, now the line is 4.5, so I guess that makes sense. His ceiling is very high for assists, especially if he gets decent minutes. You could see just a couple of weeks ago he put up 10 against the Thunder. So he's been low. He literally just put up 8 last game. So based on his potentials and what he normally does, TJ, he just kind of had a slump for the assists. So another thing that we're looking at is his field goal percentage. So in the first 2 games, he shot 38 and 33% from the field, which is just very bad when normally he's averaging, even if we go back on his last 30, he's averaging around 55%. So with that, if he's putting up around 10 shots per game, which he kind of just took a backseat in games 2 and 3 because he put up 13 shots and only hit at 38%. So he wasn't shooting that well, and didn't try to shoot anymore really in games 2 and 3. He only put up 6 shots each game. So if we get his normal production and so let's say he's averaging 50% from the field and he's shooting 10 times, that's 10 points right there. And all we need for him to clear on the PA line then is 2 assists. So if we can assume that TJ is going to get his normal assists in that 3, 4, 5 range, then points wise, we're golden here. And he's averaging, around like, let's call it 16 to 17 minutes a game, which is pretty standard for him. So I think that we just kind of had some weird ones here. Look at this, 26, 27, 24, 23, 25. He can put up the production. It was just, I think it was the first game that kind of got in his head from the field. And then he kind of took a back seat, but then he put up 8 points and 8 rebounds or 8 assists in game 4. So I like us going back to this. Just the fact that it's an 83%er over his last 30 is golden. So if TJ can, he can shoot 60% from the field. He's done it plenty of times. So assuming that he gets back into that field goal percentage range, then this should be perfectly fine. So we're taking that as our one straight line today. And then we have 2 more alts that we are taking. Pull this up really quick. Where's my boy Paulo at? So we are taking the Paulo Banchero 4+ assist line. So that drops it to 3.5 on our analysis, which is perfect. So it's an 83%er, again, over his last 30 games, 25 out of his last 30. And he only has sold this one time against Cleveland this year, which was, game 2? So the Magic were just terrible in games 1 and 2. They got destroyed by Cleveland, and then it completely flipped and went back around. They actually figured out how to score again. And so the series is tied 2-2 now. It's actually a pretty good one. But Paulo handles the ball a decent amount. So assuming that they can continue to score, outside weapons other than Paulo can continue to score, then he should be able to clear this perfectly fine. 3 out of the 4 games that they've played already, he's gotten 5. So that's why his line, is at 4.5. But 3.5 should be perfectly fine. And he doesn't sell back-to-back very often at all. He hasn't done it in his last 30 games. So that's what we like to see. But I think this is a pretty safe line. And the juice is still there for it for an alt line. So we're taking that 4+. And then the final one, let's go to the next game. Phillies. Bam, bam. Okay. Dante, 2+ assists is the third line that we are taking, and there is good reason for it. He gets 2 a lot, which is fine. I wish that he would put up even more threes, but he has a high ceiling on it too. He's gotten 6 in 3 games in his last 30. So the production is there for him. But the main thing that I really like about this, outside of it being an 87%er, 26 out of his last 30, is if we go back into the entire season and we look back into here. So this is when he wasn't as much of a portion of the offense, let's call it, for the Knicks. He's become a lot more important to their team in the second half of the season. But since this area right back in here, this is 42 games, and he hasn't sold back-to-back since then. So I really like when we can see a player consistently come back after they sell. So we go on a little bit of a streak, and then we sell, and then we go back on a little bit of a streak, and then we sell, and then we go on a little bit of a streak, and then we sell. So because he sold last game, I'm very, very confident that he's going to bounce back. All it is 2 assists, so it's a pretty damn easy line. Dang it, not supposed to swear. It's a pretty dang easy line, and I think that this should cash pretty easily. It's a relatively good series. I forget if they're 2-2 or 3-1, but the Knicks are the stronger team anyway, so I'm assuming they're going to be the ones that are making it out of this one. But regardless, I think that it's mainly the back-to-back and then also the overall stats that I really like on this. So that is our 3 plays for the day. Look at me getting through it twice. Our prop shop code or prop shop parlay, unfortunately, they just let Caleb go off in the last couple of minutes. When I first recorded this, he was still under it, and then I checked back after, and he just went off in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So unfortunately, that one sold. Horford was a good one, so that is a cash. But regardless, if you guys want to check out Player Prop Shop, use code Prop Shop. You get a free week trial. That link is down in the description. But for our plays, we've got TJ over 11.5 PA, Paolo over 4+ assists, and then Dante over 2+ assists. And then obviously the Brunson free line for people that are new is over 0.5 points. That is what we are building for our parlay going into tomorrow. Again, the way that this is structured now, I'm going to do my short form videos for the NBA the next day is going to be these same picks. So if you guys are seeing this early, you're locking in early with me, but you may see these twice just because I am making life a little bit easier on myself. It just allows me to prepare and get things out to you extra early. So it's just overall, it's better for everybody. So that is what we have tonight, guys. I will definitely be bringing you, player prop shop, maybe for MLB, because I've been doing a bunch of them for NBA. So maybe we'll switch it up a little bit and do a player prop shop for MLB tomorrow. But yeah, outside of that, that is what I have for you guys tonight. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like the video, comment. Let me know what your feedback is on these. If you guys are liking these videos, just give me anything. Any feedback is much, much appreciated. Share this video with your friends. Everything helps the channel, guys. So appreciate you. I will see you in the next one. Peace.